In the heart of Umwofia village, the drums beat loudly, and the air smelled of roasted yam and palm wine. Amara, a girl with eyes like the morning sun, stood trembling in her mother's old wrapper. She was only 18, the prettiest girl in the village, but her family was dirt poor. Her father, Okonkwo, had no money for her dreams of school. Instead, he had arranged her marriage to Chitty, a quiet farmer with rough hands and a shy smile. Amara's heart sank. She didn't love Chitty. She dreamed of a man who'd sweep her away to a life of comfort, not endless farm work. But her father's word was final. "He's a good man," Okonkwo said, his voice firm. "He'll care for you." The village women sang as they tied beads around Amara's waist. Chitty stood across the fire, his eyes soft but unreadable. Amara noticed a strange gold ring on his finger, odd for a poor man. She shrugged it off. Little did she know, that ring held a secret that would turn her world upside down. The wedding night was quiet, except for the crickets outside Chitty's small hut. Amara sat on the edge of the straw bed, her heart heavy. Chitty was kind, offering her a bowl of egusi soup, but she barely ate. "Why did you agree to marry me?" she asked, her voice sharp. Chitty smiled, his eyes glinting. "I saw you at the market selling yams. You were different." His words were soft, but Amara felt a chill. There was something he wasn't saying. That night, as Chitty slept, Amara heard whispers outside. She crept to the window and saw two men in dark cloaks. "He's hiding it well," one said. "The billionaire's playing poor too perfectly." Amara's heart raced. Billionaire? Chitty? Impossible. She looked at her sleeping husband, his gold ring catching the moonlight. Was he hiding something? Or was this a cruel village rumor? Her mind spun with questions, but one thing was clear. Nothing was as it seemed. Amara's best friend, Netchi, was the village gossip. With her sharp tongue and flashing eyes, she always knew everyone's secrets. The next morning, she pulled Amara aside at the stream. "You married a nobody," Netchi hissed, her voice dripping with envy. "I heard he's got no land, no money, nothing." Amara frowned, remembering the whispers from last night. "Maybe he's not what you think," she said carefully. Netchi laughed, her eyes narrowing. "Don't dream too big, Amara. He's just a farmer." But Netchi's words didn't sit right. She'd always wanted Chitty for herself, flirting with him at every festival. Was she jealous? Or did she know something Amara didn't? That evening, Amara caught Netchi sneaking around Chitty's hut, peering through the window. When confronted, Netchi smirked. "I'm just looking out for you, my friend." Amara's stomach twisted. Her best friend's smile hid a snake's venom, and she was determined to uncover the truth about Chitty before Netchi did. A week later, a sleek black car rolled into Umwofia, unheard of in a village of dusty paths. A tall man in a crisp suit stepped out, his eyes scanning the market. He approached Amara as she sold yams. "You're Chitty's wife?" he asked, his voice low. Amara nodded, uneasy. "Be careful," he whispered. "Your husband isn't who he seems. Ask him about Legos." He slipped her a folded paper and vanished into the crowd. Amara's hands shook as she opened it. It was a photo of Chitty, but not the farmer she knew. He was in a shiny suit, standing beside a mansion. Her heart pounded. Legos? A mansion? She confronted Chitty that night. "Who are you really?" she demanded, holding up the photo. Chitty's face paled, but he laughed it off. "Just a joke, Amara. I'm nobody." His lie stung. Amara clutched the photo, vowing to uncover his secrets, no matter the cost. Netchi wasn't one to let secrets slip away. She'd overheard Amara's argument with Chitty and saw the photo. Her mind raced with possibilities. If Chitty was rich, she'd make him hers. She'd always loved his quiet charm, and Amara didn't deserve him. At the village dance, Netchi wore her tightest wrapper and swayed close to Chitty. "Amara's asking too many questions," she purred, her hand brushing his arm. "A man like you needs someone who trusts him." Chitty pulled away, but Netchi saw the worry in his eyes. Later, she cornered Amara. "I know Chitty's secret," she lied. "He's been meeting a woman in Lagos. Leave him, or I'll tell everyone." Amara's heart shattered, but she didn't believe it. Was Netchi bluffing? Or did she know more? Determined to protect her marriage, Amara decided to follow Chitty the next time he left the village. She'd find the truth herself. Chitty announced he was visiting a sick uncle in Lagos. Amara didn't believe him. She hid in the back of his old truck, her heart racing as they drove through the night. The city's bright lights dazzled her, so different from Umuofia's quiet nights. Chitty stopped at a gated mansion, nothing like a farmer's home. Amara watched as he punched a code into the gate. Inside, she saw him greeted by men in suits, calling him boss. Her jaw dropped. The photo was real. Chitty was no farmer, but then a woman appeared, beautiful and draped in gold. She kissed Chitty's cheek, laughing. Amara's heart broke. Was this the woman Netchi mentioned? Tears stung her eyes as she slipped away, vowing to confront Chitty. But as she hid, she overheard the woman say, "Your wife can never know about the empire, Chitty." Amara's world spun. What empire? And why was he hiding it from her? Back in Umuofia, Amara's heart burned with betrayal. She confronted Chitty under the village's big irako tree. "Who's the woman in Lagos?" she cried, her voice shaking. "And what's this empire?" Chitty's eyes widened. "You followed me?" he asked, his voice soft but sharp. He sighed, pulling her close. "Amara, I'm not cheating. That woman Ada is my sister. The empire, it's my business. I own oil wells, but I hid it to protect you." Amara pulled away, tears falling. "Protect me? You lied." She ran home, locking herself in their hut. Chitty's words echoed, but the pain of his secrets cut deep. Was his love real, or was she just part of his game? Meanwhile, Netchi watched from the shadows, her plan growing. If Amara left Chitty, she'd swoop in. She whispered lies to the village women, saying Chitty was a fraud. The scandal spread like wildfire, threatening to ruin everything. The village buzzed with gossip. "Chitty's a liar," the women whispered at the market. "He's got money and a city woman." Amara's cheeks burned as she walked past, their eyes judging her. Netchi fanned the flames, telling everyone Amara was too naive to see Chitty's betrayal. Amara's father, Okonkwo, was furious. "You shamed our family," he shouted. "Divorce him." But Amara's heart still clung to Chitty's words. Was he really protecting her? She needed proof. That night, she found a locked box under Chitty's bed. Inside was a letter addressed to her. It read, "Amara, my love, I hid my wealth to keep you safe from my enemies. Forgive me." There was also a bank card with her name on it. Millions of naira. Amara's heart raced. Chitty wasn't lying, but who were these enemies? And why was Netchi so eager to destroy their marriage? The truth was closer than she thought. Amara confronted Netchi at the stream, her voice fierce. "Why are you spreading lies about Chitty?" Netchi smirked, tossing her braids. "You don't deserve him, Amara." "Ido." The truth spilled out. Netchi had loved Chitty for years, but he chose Amara. Jealousy turned her heart black. She'd paid a man to plant the photo, hoping to break Amara's trust. "I'll have him," Netchi hissed. "And his money." Amara slapped her, the sound echoing. "You'll never win," she said, walking away. But Netchi wasn't done. She sent a message to the stranger from the market, revealing Chitty's location. "He's in Umuofia," she wrote. "Take him down." Amara didn't know the danger she'd unleashed. That night, Chitty was late coming home. Worry gnawed at her. She found his gold ring on the floor, smeared with blood. Her scream pierced the night, Had Nkechi's jealousy gone too far? Amara ran through the village, clutching Chitty's bloodied ring. The elders tried to calm her, but she was frantic. "He's gone," she cried. At the market, she learned a black van had sped off with Chitty that evening. Her heart sank. Nkechi's doing. She tracked Nkechi to her hut, where she found her counting money with a strange man. "You sold him out," Amara shouted. Nkechi laughed coldly. "His enemies paid well. You're nothing now, Amara." But Amara wasn't giving up. She remembered Chitty's sister, Ada. Using the bank card, she called Ada from a neighbor's phone. "Chitty's been taken," she said, tears falling. Ada's voice was sharp. "I'm coming. Stay strong." Hours later, Ada arrived in a helicopter, her face fierce. "Chitty's enemies are after his oil empire," she said. "We'll save him, Amara." Together, they set off, determined to bring Chitty back before it was too late. Ada drove Amara to Lagos, her sleek car cutting through the night. She explained everything. Chitty had built an oil empire but hid it to live simply in Umuofia. His rival, Chief Okeke, wanted his wealth and had paid Nkechi to betray him. They tracked the van to an abandoned warehouse. Inside, Chitty was tied up, bruised but alive. Amara's heart leaped. She and Ada crept closer, but guards patrolled the area. Ada whispered, "We need a plan." Amara remembered the village festivals, where she distracted crowds with her dancing. She stepped into the moonlight, swaying to an imaginary drumbeat. The guards watched, mesmerized. Ada slipped inside, freeing Chitty. But as they escaped, Chief Okeke appeared, gun in hand. "You'll never keep my empire," he roared. Amara's heart pounded. Would they escape, or would Chitty's secret destroy them all? The night held its breath. Chief Okeke's gun gleamed under the warehouse lights. Amara stood frozen, but Chitty stepped in front of her. "Let her go," he said, his voice steady. "This is between us." Keke laughed. "You hid your billions, Chitty, but you can't hide forever." He revealed his plan: to steal Chitty's oil wells and frame him for fraud. Nkechi had been his pawn, feeding him secrets. Amara's anger boiled. She grabbed a metal pipe and swung it at Okeke's hand, knocking the gun away. "You won't ruin us," she shouted. Ada tackled Okeke, and Chitty untied himself. Together, they tied Okeke up, calling the police. As sirens wailed, Chitty pulled Amara close. "I'm sorry I lied," he whispered. "I love you." Her heart softened, but the sting of betrayal lingered. Could she trust him again? Nkechi's betrayal had torn the village apart, and the truth was just beginning to heal. Back in Umuofia, the village gathered as Chitty stood before them. "I'm no farmer," he admitted, his voice strong. "I'm a billionaire, but I chose this life to find real love." He looked at Amara, his eyes pleading. "I found it in you." The crowd gasped, some angry, others in awe. Amara's father stepped forward, ashamed. "I forced you into this marriage, Amara. I was wrong." Amara's heart wavered. She loved Chitty, but his lies hurt. "Why didn't you trust me?" she asked. Chitty knelt, offering her his gold ring. "This was my mother's. I hid my wealth to protect you from men like Okeke. Marry me again. For real." Tears fell as Amara took the ring. "Yes," she whispered. The village cheered, but Nkechi, now shunned, slunk away, her betrayal exposed. Amara felt a weight lift, but a new fear stirred. Would Chitty's wealth change their love? Chitty took Amara to his Lagos mansion, a world of glass and gold. She felt out of place, her village wrapper stark against the marble floors. "This is yours too," Chitty said, showing her a room filled with books. "You always wanted to study." Amara's heart swelled. He'd remembered her dream, but the city brought new challenges. Rich women whispered about the village girl, and Chitty's business partners doubted her. Amara stood tall, determined to prove them wrong. She enrolled in school, her mind blooming with knowledge. Chitty supported her, but the shadow of his secrets lingered. One night, he surprised her with a candlelit dinner. "No more lies," he promised. "You're my equal, my love." Amara smiled, feeling their bond grow stronger. But in the village, Netchi plotted her return, vowing to ruin Amara's happiness. The final twist was coming, and Amara would need all her strength to face it. Netchi returned to Umwofia, spreading lies that Amara had stolen Chitty's wealth. The village turned against her, calling her greedy. Amara, now thriving in Lagos, heard the rumors and returned to clear her name. At the village square, she faced Netchi. "You betrayed me," Amara said, her voice steady. "But I forgive you." The crowd gasped as Amara handed Netchi a scholarship fund. "Use this to change your life, not destroy others." Netchi broke down, confessing her jealousy. The village embraced Amara, ashamed of their doubts. Chitty stood by her, proud. "You're my strength," he said, kissing her under the Irako tree. Amara and Chitty built a school in Umwofia, blending their worlds. Their love, tested by lies and betrayal, grew unbreakable. As they danced at a new village festival, Amara knew she'd found more than a billionaire. She'd found a partner, and together, they'd write their own happily ever after. Wow, what a twist-filled journey in Umwofia. Face screaming in fear, did Amara and Chitty's love conquer betrayal, or did Netchi's schemes steal your heart? Drop a comment below. Tell us who you rooted for and what shocked you most. Speech Balloon, don't forget to like if you love the drama. Subscribe for more juicy folktales every week, and hit that bell so you never miss a story. Share this video with your friends to see if they'd forgive Chitty's secrets or dance at their festival. Party popper, let's get this tale trending. #folktale fever, #Nigerian stories.